Tired of clashing and arguing over politics? Exhausted from the tensions between you and people with different views? Welcome to a new way of thinking, a pathway to inner strength and tranquility amidst the chaos of political discourse. Today, we delve into the ancient wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has guided great minds through the centuries, from Marcus Aurelius to modern leaders. We'll explore 11 Stoic rules to navigate the turbulent waters of political discussions with grace and resilience. Rooted in Stoic civility, these principles encourage maintaining composure amidst diverse opinions, fostering understanding over confrontation. By embracing self-control, rationality, and emotional maturity, you become an architect of civil discourse, transcending divisive rhetoric and nurturing collective understanding. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This isn't just a passive viewing experience, it's an interactive journey. We invite you to actively participate, sharing your perspectives. Stay with us to the end, as this journey promises not just knowledge, but an opportunity for deep self-reflection and transformation. Rule number 1, think before reacting. The beauty of this simple yet profound concept. Stoic philosopher Seneca once said, "In the midst of political turmoil, cultivate the art of remaining unmoved, for the wise man is not disturbed by the opinions of others." When we're faced with a contentious political discussion, our instinct may be to immediately jump in, defend our views, or convince the other person. But Stoicism encourages us to take a step back, to assess the situation before reacting. It prompts us to consider the environment we're in. Is it conducive to a healthy discussion? Are we in a public space, or are we at the dinner table surrounded by family? Choose peaceful environments over emotionally charged gatherings. Additionally, we must take into account the other person's intentions. Are they genuinely interested in a dialogue, or are they merely seeking to provoke? By taking a moment to think before reacting, we can better navigate the treacherous waters of political discourse. Remember, a moment of silence can prevent a lifetime of regret. Rule number 2, empathy. Imagine stepping into the shoes of someone else. You might feel the gravel beneath your feet, the wind brushing past your face, the weight of the world on your shoulders. This is empathy, the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius said, "When faced with differing opinions, remember that each person acts based on their understanding, and it is your duty to maintain your own tranquility." When we discuss politics, it's crucial to remember that everyone is coming from a different walk of life with unique experiences that shape their views. Now consider a spectrum, a rainbow of beliefs, different shades of opinion from one end to the other, each color as valid as the next. This acknowledgement of the spectrum of beliefs can lead to more peaceful conversations. Recognize the diversity of perspectives, embracing the Stoic understanding that different opinions are natural in the human experience. It's an invitation to listen, to understand, to empathize. It doesn't mean you have to agree, but it does mean you have to respect. Acknowledge differences. They make our world diverse and dynamic. Rule number 3, silence. It's a powerful tool often overlooked in the heated arena of political discourse. Seneca once said, "Silence is a lesson learned through the wisdom of observing rather than speaking." In stillness, one finds the power to listen, understand, and discern. In the midst of passionate debates and clashing viewpoints, silence can serve as a sanctuary for reflection and introspection. Rather than being a sign of disengagement, silence can demonstrate strength, self-control, and wisdom. It's about choosing when to engage and when to step back, creating space for others to express their views. But more importantly, it's about guarding your own views, understanding that your perspectives are your own to judge and evaluate. Because sometimes the most eloquent response is not a fiery rebuttal, but a quiet contemplation. Silence is not about concealing your beliefs, but about knowing when your words will foster understanding and when they will only fuel the flames. So the next time you find yourself in the throes of a political discussion, remember, silence quite often speaks louder than words. Rule number 4, set boundaries. We all have that friend or family member who loves to turn every gathering into a political debate, don't we? While it's essential to engage in discussions about our society, it's equally important to know when to draw the line. Setting boundaries doesn't mean you're shying away from the conversation. Rather, you're choosing to have a more peaceful discourse. Let's say you're at a family dinner and someone initiates a heated political debate. You can simply communicate your preference for a serene conversation. You could say, "I appreciate your perspective, but I believe this isn't the best time or place for this discussion." This approach allows you to steer away from conflict without completely shutting down the conversation. Prioritize your inner peace over winning an argument. After all, a peaceful mind is a happy mind. Remember, your peace of mind is more important than winning an argument. Rule number 5. Control. If you decide to engage, and when engaging in political discourse, it's crucial to understand what's within your control and what's not. You might be eager to change someone's political viewpoint, but remember, that's not always within your control. In fact, people's opinions and experiences are out of your control. What is, however, is how you respond. Epictetus said, "In political discourse, focus on what is within your control, your own reasoned judgments. Let others hold their views and maintain your inner serenity." You have the power to steer the conversation in a respectful manner, even when the topic is contentious. You can decide to listen, to understand, and to share your views without imposing them. You can choose to be calm, composed, and to keep your emotions in check, no matter how heated the discussion gets. You can control your actions, your words, and your reactions. So next time you find yourself in a political debate, remember to take a step back, breathe, and focus on what's within your control. You. Don't let the uncontrollable aspects consume you. Focus on what you can control. Let go of what you cannot. Rule number 6. Speak from within. The simple act of using "I" in your sentence can transform the entire tone of your conversation. Acknowledging the subjectivity of opinions and avoiding accusatory language. Have you ever noticed how when you say "you always," "you never," or "you should," it tends to put the other person on the defensive? But when you use "I" statements, you're taking ownership of your thoughts and feelings rather than laying blame or judgment. It's a subtle shift, but it's one that fosters understanding and encourages dialogue. For instance, instead of saying, "You're wrong about this policy," you could say, "I see things differently because..." This way, you're acknowledging that your perspective is just that. A perspective, not a universal truth. It's a powerful tool that helps us navigate the choppy waters of political discourse with grace and respect. Remember, "I" statements promote understanding and avoid conflict. Rule number 7, agree to disagree. We've all been there, a conversation that slowly morphs into a heated debate. We desperately try to convince the other person of our viewpoint, only to meet a brick wall of resistance. But here's a Stoic rule for you. It's okay not to convince someone of your viewpoint. Yes, you heard it right, it's absolutely fine. Epictetus said, "When confronted with opposing views, remind yourself, I am not here to convince anyone but to live in accordance with my own principles." Our viewpoints are shaped by our unique experiences and perspectives, and it's only natural for them to differ. Embrace these differences. They are what make us human after all. Instead of locking horns, agree to disagree. This doesn't mean surrendering your opinions, but recognizing and respecting the existence of different perspectives. Such an approach not only saves you from unnecessary stress, but also fosters mutual respect and understanding. Remember, in the grand scheme of things, it's not about winning an argument, but understanding and learning from each other's viewpoints. It's not about winning, but understanding. Rule number 8, find common ground. When political passions run hot, it can feel like a chasm stretches between you and the person you're conversing with. But there's a secret bridge across that chasm: common ground. Here's where the art of listening comes into play. Tune into not just what is being said, but why. Engage with genuine curiosity, not with the intent to refute, but to understand. You might be surprised at the shared values you uncover. Maybe you both care deeply about the welfare of your community, or perhaps you share concerns about the environment. These shared values are your common ground. Once found, it becomes a safe space for dialogue, a platform for mutual respect. Remember, it's not about agreeing on everything, but about finding that shared thread that connects us all. Finding common ground can bridge the widest of divides. Rule number 9. Use humor to diffuse tension. We've all been there, right? In the thick of a heated political debate when the temperature in the room seems to rise a few degrees. But fear not, because humor, when used judiciously, can be an effective tool to not only lighten the atmosphere, but to also remind us of the shared human condition we all navigate. Humor, particularly self-deprecating humor, can bring us back down to earth, reminding us that we are all fallible and that it's okay to not have all the answers. It can act as a gentle nudge to our ego, reminding us that while our political views are important, they do not define us entirely. But remember, timing is key. A well-placed jest can break the ice and ease tension, but a poorly timed joke can exacerbate an already volatile situation. So, use your wit wisely, and remember that sometimes a well-timed joke can be the best peacemaker. Rule number 10. Know when to end the discussion. An integral part of navigating political discourse lies in understanding when it's time to step back. Seneca said, "Engage in political debates with the same equanimity you would bring to a philosophical discussion, recognizing that differing opinions are the natural course of human affairs." It's critical to accept that, despite your best efforts, the discussion may escalate and tensions may rise. Recognize the signs of a discussion turning into a heated argument, and know when to gracefully exit. Gracefully exiting doesn't mean you've lost the argument, nor does it signify weakness. Instead, it's an act of wisdom, a testament to your respect for peace and harmony above all else. Politely excuse yourself or suggest a change of topic to something less contentious. Remember, every conversation is an opportunity for growth, but knowing when to walk away is a mark of wisdom. Rule number 11, everything is temporary. Embracing this Stoic tenet can be a game changer in political discussions, and indeed in life. It's a simple reminder that the world around us is in constant flux. Just as seasons change, so do political landscapes, opinions, and even our own beliefs. This isn't to say that we should dismiss our feelings or the feelings of others. Rather, it's an invitation to meet both triumph and failure with the same level gaze. It's about acknowledging the transience of our experiences and emotions and not letting them cloud our judgment or dictate our behavior. So, when you find yourself in the thick of a political debate, remember, everything is temporary. Stay the course. So, there you have it, 11 Stoic rules that can help you handle political discussions. Let's take a quick journey back through what we've learned. Rule 1. Think before reacting. Take a moment to assess the situation, the environment, and the intentions of everyone involved. Rule 2. Empathy. Try to see beyond your personal situation. Acknowledge the spectrum of beliefs and understand that everyone has different perspectives. Rule 3. Silence. Sometimes it's best to keep your views to yourself. Be the judge of when it's appropriate to share and when it's best to listen. Rule 4. Set boundaries. It's okay to steer away from heated debates and prioritize inner peace over winning arguments. Rule 5. Understand what's in your control and what's not. If you choose to engage in a political debate, remember that you can't control other people's beliefs or reactions. Rule 6. Use I statements. Express your opinions without sounding accusatory. Speak from within, acknowledging the subjectivity of opinions. Rule 7. Agree to disagree. It's not about winning, but exchanging views. Recognize that different perspectives exist and it's okay not to convince someone of your viewpoint. Rule 8. Find common ground, especially when things get heated. There's always something you can agree on, even if it's just the fact that you're having a conversation. Rule 9. Use humor to diffuse tension. A well-timed joke can lighten the atmosphere and bring a little grace to the situation. Rule 10. Know when to end the discussion. If the conversation is escalating despite your best efforts, it's okay to gracefully exit. And finally, Rule 11, remember everything is temporary. Meet triumph and failure with the same level gaze. Stay the course, knowing that this too shall pass. These are simple yet powerful rules that can transform the way you engage in political discussions. Start applying them in your daily life and see the difference they can make. Remember, the goal isn't to win an argument, but to foster understanding and maintain peace. Until next time, stay stoic and share your experiences with our community.